Hello, everyone. Welcome to the WdY&x podcast. Our title for this episode is How Do You Use Your Gold Medal Moment to Achieve Your Dream? And our special guest, Andrew Haley. Andrew Haley is a motivational speaker. He's a competitive swimmer who became a world and Paralympic champion, which eventually led to a Hall of Fame career. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you. Appreciate great to be here.
Thank you. First question for you. Can you share a little bit about your journey?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Canadian. So I grew up on the east coast of Canada, like any normal kid. But then when I was 6 years old, I was inflicted with bone cancer in my leg. So I lost part of my leg above the knee, 35% chance to beat it. Obviously was able to make it through. Then it went to my lung, another 35% chance to beat that. Tough days when I was a little kid, but brighter days came on later on as I kept fighting, kept believing in myself, and then went on to a Hall of Fame swimming career for Canada.
Wow, very it's inspiring to hear the challenges that you face and how you pivot that to where you are today, and inspiring and motivating a lot of people. Thank you for sharing that story. Next segment, we're going to go to a shout out. I want to dedicate this episode to Nabila Navalo. She's one of my mentee. One of her goals was to run the New York City Marathon, and she did it last year. In fact, from that point on, she got the invite to go to run Chicago. She's preparing for Chicago Marathon. So I want to dedicate to Nabila. How about you? Who want to dedicate the episode to?
Well, first, congratulations to her for doing that. That's amazing. I'm going to dedicate it to my mom and my dad, who always stood by me through thick and thin, as going through the health struggles that I went through. So this one's for them.
Thank you for doing the shout out. First question for you. Your signature talk focused on gold medal moments.
Yeah.
What does a gold medal moment mean to you, both on sports and professionally?
Yeah. So in sports, it just means trying your best, no matter what your best is. Back in 1992, I swam the Paralympic Games, and I wasn't expected even to medal, but somehow I was able to get in there for the bronze medal. The bronze medal at the time felt like a gold medal. It was so exciting. I reached my I surpassed my expectations. So gold medal moment for me is what we're trying to aspire to, where we just have that thing in our minds or in our hearts or in our goals that we actually go after with everything that we have. And so what was the second part of that question?
In life and sports.
Yeah. So, in life, we are going to do some things that we need to take some chances. And we have to take some big chances sometimes because, the big risk becomes, the big reward, if you will. So that gold medal moment is just doing your best. Sometimes you have to do it without a safety net. You have to not think about what if, or I'm going to fight. If this doesn't work, I'm going to fall back. The gold medal moment is really going after something with full force, but also not doing it by yourself. Having a team around you that's able to lift you up and push you forward is also key.
I love the concept of gold medal moment, doing your best. But then the last part is extremely important. Not just doing by yourself, but doing with people who could lift you up. I think that's an immensely important and powerful message. I want to kind of drill down on the gold medal moment. What are some of the key principles or mindset that you believe contributing to achieving a gold medal moment?
Yeah. So first of all, we have to start with believing that you can do whatever you're going to go out and do. I mean, I think that's first and foremost. If you're not going to believe that you can do it, some chances are somebody's going to come to you and say, "Hey, want to go drinking Friday night?" or whatever the case may be. Want to go to the dance if you're in high school? And if you say yes to those questions, then chances are you're not really, gung ho for that gold medal moment. The other thing is, you have to do it with a certain level of resilience and determination and really going after it. Somebody said to me once, Andrew, you sacrifice so much in your swimming career. And I said to them, I never sacrificed a day in my swimming career. I always made sure that I was investing my time to continue to move forward. So I think those are really, really important steps where you need to know that you're going to go ahead with this. There's going to be ups and downs, trials and tribulations, obstacles along the way, but how badly do you want it? One person said to me one time, Andrew, what do you attribute your success to? And I said, well, I just wanted it more than everybody else. I wanted it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, didn't matter, pick a day. I was going to be in the workout because I knew that if I didn't go to workout, somebody around the world was at workout. At least that's what I told myself. And they were going to get better than me. So it's really about this collective mindset to be able to continue on and be the best you absolutely can be, and not take no for an answer, and really have that will to dig deep down and go after it.
I mean, I really like the way you said about, digging deep, you really want it versus sacrifice. Because when you said, like, what am I sacrificing? Like a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
And the way you explained it is you're yourself being determined in going after it. And I really love the way you explained it. You talk about resilience. I want to kind of index on the point of resilience. How important is resilience and perseverance in pursuit of excellence, especially when faced with challenges and setbacks? We all face challenges and setbacks. How does perseverance and resilience play a big factor in it?
It's everything. If you want to be, like I often say, turning setbacks into comebacks, especially if they're in those moments. I mean, we get into these moments where we really try to persevere, really try to moan. You need a resilience mindset, but the resilience and the perseverance, it really comes from what your why is. Why are you doing something? Why are you waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning for a swim workout? Why are you in the weight room? Why are you eating properly? Why are you going to bed earlier? It's because you want to accomplish something truly great. I can go and talk to the audiences that I talk to, and I can tell them about resilience and overcoming obstacles and mind over matter and gold medal moment. But the reality is, what we're talking about here, it comes down to each and every one of the people listening to this podcast that's really going to have to make a decision that's for them, their best interest, and whether they are willing to continue on. I'm 50 years old, but last year I completed my MBA. It was a lifelong goal of mine to be able to complete my MBA, and I did it. And obviously, there's a lot more people younger than I am, but that was something that I chose to go into life with. I chose to really create my own moment, create my own opportunity where there's going to be challenges thrust upon me, and I'm going to try to overcome them. Obviously, those kind of degrees are not easy, and I was able to do it. So you're never too old to continue to go after something that's deeply important to you. And as long as, again, going back, I can't harp on enough, the team. And team for me is together, everyone achieves more. And if you have those people together with you, then the resilience and the mindset and being able to go after your obstacles become that much easier. The other thing I want to share with the audience is this idea that if you're going to go after something, everything's on the line, right? I'm at the starting blocks, and if I don't do well, everything is going to crumble if I don't accomplish my gold medal moment, accomplish my goals, accomplish dreams. But the reality is, we have a lot of things in our lives that are not at stake. And I think this is a mind shift for a lot of people listening, because excuse me, there's a lot of things that we always deem at stake, but what's not at stake? Your friends, your family, your spouse, your dog, your cat, your grandparents, your friends at work. These are things that are going to happen regardless of your performance. So I talk about energy systems, and I talk about making sure that you are as prepared as possibly can be. If you are feeling up, you go back into a race, a meeting at work, and say, I'm going to really do great. Oh, I'm so nervous. But if you can go back to say, you know what, I've got some things in my life that are not at stake. It doesn't matter how I perform. That gives you a certain level of upper confidence that you're going to accomplish great things, because it takes the pressure off just a little bit. And that maybe that's just a little bit of pressure gone. It's going to be able to go in and really hammer home and, accomplish what you want to accomplish.
Thank you for explaining that it's not everything is at stake, right? I think that's an excellent point to tell people, because sometimes people think of it as that's it. That's the end all be all. So if I made it, I made it. If I don't, that's it. And I think that's kind of put so much more pressure in yourself that you need it to be.
And you can also mention that failure, there's two things of failure. There's failure and there's feeling defeated. On one hand, feeling defeated means I didn't accomplish what I want to accomplish. I'm going to take my blanket, go cry in the corner. Failure itself is I didn't accomplish what I want to accomplish, but I'm going to continue to move forward, push myself up, got people around me, and I'm going to continue to do it no matter what, because I believe in myself. And that's what it comes back to, the mindset that I talked about earlier. You need to have that resilience mindset, that performance mindset, to keep going after it, because you will be shot down. It's like my mom told me when I left the hospital and I was 8 years old after I overcame cancer twice. Andrew, it's not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times that you get up determine the quality of your life. I live by those moments. And I hope everybody on this call, this podcast listening, will live by those moments. Keep getting up, keep representing, keep showing up. And if you keep showing up, imagine what can happen.
I love that one. It's like what the quote that people say is you knock down 7 times, get up 8 times, right? I think
Yeah.
I love that one.
Well,
Can you
most people on here know, they may not know the name Thomas Edison, but you know what he created, and which is the
yeah,
light bulb.
I love him.
It took him 999 times roughly to make sure that he had the light bulb. And that's something we all use. But if he had stopped any of those number of times, we'd all be in the dark, literally and figuratively to a certain extent. So think about that the next time you fail. Say Edison didn't fail. A lot of other people didn't fail. They didn't fail going to the moon, put somebody on the moon. There's a lot of instances in life that they didn't fail. They probably would have or could have or wanted to fail, but something was pushing them forward, a greater power. And that's what we all need, that greater power to be strong together.
I could relate with the Thomas as I use that a lot of myself, and I actually use that with my mentee because I think it's important lesson of
Yeah.
not giving up. Can you share a particular memorable golden medal moment for you? And maybe share an insight that you learned from it.
Yeah, sure. So I think I alluded to a little bit, but back in 1992, I swam my first Paralympic race, my very first of 4 games. There was 3 athletes that were expected to win the medals: Iceland, Norway, and Germany at the time. I was outside the medals for the first 300 of meters of the full race. At the 300-meter mark, I had this voice inside my head said, "Go now. You can accomplish great things if you go now." And I was going to do it. And then this other voice inside me said, "Don't go now. You could die." In swimming terminology, die means don't physically die. Die means going from I was in 4th to 7th, 8th. You're going to fall back.
Okay.
You're going to continue on, but you're basically going to run out of steam,
Yeah.
run out of gas. But then this other voice says, "Don't listen to that. Allow yourself to be great." And I chose that path, and I gave everything I possibly could give. And I ended the race, and Iceland was first, Norway was second, but I was third. I won the bronze medal. That bronze medal felt like a gold medal to me because of how unexpected it was. That became the gold medal moment. This gold medal moment that I talk about is not about a defined place on a podium. It's not about gold, silver, bronze. It's about what you feel in your heart of hearts that you can accomplish, and going after your own level of personal excellence and allowing yourself to be great in that moment. For a lot of people in a lot of sports, maybe 12th is incredible, because sometimes 12th is like, that's the highest ever for this country. That's amazing. So sometimes society defines success as, did you win a medal? It's not always about winning medals. It's always about how you did. If your gold medal moment is to learn French, and somebody else learned French in 6 months, but you learned it in 8 months, doesn't necessarily mean that you're a failure. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're dumb or whatever. It just means it took you a little bit longer. But imagine the satisfaction you get accomplishing those moments. There is no timeline. I won world championships in 1998. I wanted to do it for 8 years, and I finally won world championships in 1998. No less of an accomplishment, no less of a moment. It was just what I wanted to get through. There are people that are out there that may do better than you. That's okay. You know what? Sometimes there's others who will swim faster than you, will run faster than you, or do something faster than you. But what are your goals? What are your desires? What are your outcomes? And then that process, oh my goodness, the process to get to where you get to is so important. And I would recommend everybody going on the journey of gold medal moment or whatever you have in your heart, enjoy the process. It is a great, great process of self evaluation and self-knowledge about yourself and where you're going to. And somehow, it's not the destination, it's the journey.
I love that you said that it's a process, right? Because sometimes people think about the destination, and throughout the process, they don't really enjoy it. And at the end of the whole thing, they're like, "Wow, I got it," but I didn't really felt great about it and the way you explained it's really great. You talk about resiliency. How do you maintain the winning mindset and staying continually motivated, right? Because, like you said, failure is part of the equation, but how do you develop that mindset? Like, okay, I failed now, I'm going to try again. How do you develop that? Like, are there any tips or things that you've done yourself?
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that I want to continue on. I want to always be better, always improving, making sure now that I have 2 kids, they look at me and they see a role model. Other people see a role model. We want to be leaders. We want to be leaders in the motivational speaking that I'm doing. I want to be up on the stage and then saying Andrew's words. I'm listening to Andrew's words because he's making an impact on what I'm doing. But the reality is that somebody takes a look at my situation and they see, somebody who lost their leg, overcame cancer twice, and is a Paralympic champion. Some people out there listening may not be able to relate, and I completely appreciate you can't relate. But what you can relate to is the fact that I woke up every morning with the idea that I wanted to be myself and I wanted to push the limits. I had a goal in mind. I had a purpose in mind, and I'm taking that purpose every single day. What's my why? My why is to be as best as I possibly can be. That could be the same as everybody else's why on this call. Now, it may manifest itself in something a little bit different in terms of their overall skill set and desires. What might be my gold medal moment being competed at the Paralympics, your gold medal moment could be competing at state championships, provincial championships, city championships. It's a little bit different, but make no mistake, when you accomplish what you set out for, it doesn't matter the level, it matters how you feel.
Yeah.
And I also want to share something else that I think is really important that I'm going to probably shock your listeners, and they're probably going to be running to the internet after I say this. There is gold in every one of us. There's gold in our bloodstream, there's gold in our bones, and there's gold in our heart. That's no joke. There's about 0.2 milligrams of gold per 150 pounds, 75, 80 kilos. But that's in us. So imagine what you can accomplish from a gold medal moment when you already have gold inside of you, right? You have one of the best metals inside of you, maybe not from a physiological perspective, but from a metaphorical perspective. That's amazing. So it's a really interesting stat that I've learned over my life, my career, in terms of, giving these gold medal moment talks, that it's not just the words, it's we have it inside of us and we can go after it.
Well, thank you for sharing the thought of you have it inside of us. I didn't really know that until you mentioned. I was like, wow, that's amazing. What role does mental preparation and visualization play in your training and performance at the highest level?
Oh, it's key, because honestly, like when you get to the highest level, when you're in the ready room, we call it the hot box, and you're looking at your competitors, the mental aspect of the game is very, very important. I would dare say that a lot of people have the same level of ability. It's that what separates somebody from another. I mean, reality speaking, a lot of us talk about, who dies first will lose first. I mean, you really need, you're going to be hurting in a lot of these races, but you really need to continue on. So this focus and this resilience, and then having that is so very important.
Thank you. We talk about a lot about gold medal moment. If our audience has three takeaway from today's session, what would those three takeaway be?
Well, I want to remember to control the controllables. First and foremost, if there's something in your life that you can't control, let it go. We have a system where we need to have energy systems, and if you have something that you're not controlling, that's going to drain you, not drive you. So that's first and foremost. Second is, I want you to realize that you're not alone in your journey to be able to do this. There's a team around you. You need to be able to supply yourself with the teammates, what's going on. And the third one is, the CEO of this journey is you. You decide what's going to happen. You decide how much effort you want to put into it. Sometimes you want to back off the effort. Sometimes you really want to ramp up the effort, but you decide the effort. Ultimately, when you go after your gold medal moment, those things are going to combine. Nobody's judging. Nobody should judge you because you're trying your best. We want people to support you, not judge you. So I think those three elements, in addition to a big sense of belief, and honestly, you're going to need the resources. The resources are important. You could say, I want to be, an Olympic champion swimmer, but if you don't have an Olympic pool, or even a pool for that matter in your area, it's going to be really difficult to do that, right? So you got to be realistic with what you have in your area. But at the same time, there's a lot of self-help books, there's a lot of motivational talks, there's a lot of things that get you going. But the reality is, don't continue the process with the idea that it's a for now process. This is a forever process. This is a forever until you reach that goal process that you're not willing to let go. You set 3 weekly wins every week that you're willing to not compromise on, and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish.
Wow. Thank you for sharing the three takeaway. Can you share with my audience projects that you're working on, and how can people reach out to you or engage you if they want you to invite you to come speak at their event? Can you share some details about how they could do that?
Yeah, sure. So and thanks for the opportunity. My website is www.andrewhaley.ca. There's some contact information on there, but essentially my direct email is andrew_haley@hotmail.com. So either myself or my team would respond back. But I look forward to, I love to travel. I love to come into different cities. So And I love to inspire. I mean, I think we need different leaders. We need people to push the boundaries. So it'd be an honor to come to different areas to have that talk, and create a program together. Let's see how we can work together to elevate, your group. I know obviously there's a lot of things going on these days, especially from sales organizations, a lot of hard sales targets, trying to overcome that. Got to take a step back, got to take a look at what you're doing, and you got to really take stock in how you want to move forward. Love to work with you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. It's been an honor having you on my podcast. I really appreciate you sharing your gift with my audience. Thank you very much for coming today.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. God bless.